Imagine the universe. Big, isn't it? Thousands of suns, myriads of stars, separated by immense distances and thin floating clouds of gas. Over there's a supernova, and there a globular cluster of stars. And now we're getting nearer home. The moon waxing gibbous, and the earth moving around in its place, part of the pattern, part of the universe. Reassuring. Quiet though, isn't it? Not much sound out there. But listen. A radio signal. Sound in silence, light in darkness, life in death.
Hello? Hello?
Let's find where it came from, back down on Earth.
Are you there?
There it is again. Follow me. Follow the signal. My goodness, there's a lot of chatter down there. I hope we haven't lost it.
Hello? This is Lancaster.
That's it.
I'm losing you, Lancaster.
Mayday, Mayday.
It's a distress call. A story. Our story.
Repeat, I am losing you, Lancaster.
The night of the 3rd of August, 1944. She's in a control tower in Kent, England.
Do you read me? Mayday.
But where's he? In a Lancaster bomber. He must have been part of that 1,000-bomber raid on a German city just over an hour ago. The whole sky is ablaze back there. But where's our man? Got him. He's over the channel. My, there's a lot of fog down there tonight. Even the ships sound frightened. He must be lost. Hopelessly lost.
Are you there, Lancaster?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
But maybe there is hope.
Request your position. Request your position. Come in, Lancaster. Come in, Lancaster.
Position nil. Repeat, nil.
Request your position. Can you see our signals? Come in, Lancaster.
I can't give you my position. Instrument's gone. Crew gone too. All except Bob here, my Sparks. He's dead. The rest all bailed out on my orders. Timeout 0335. Do you get that?
Crew bailed out 0335.
Station Warrington, Bomber Group A, G for George. Send them a signal. Got that?
Station Warrington, Bomber Group A, Apple, G, George.
They'll be sorry about Bob. We all liked him.
Hello, G, George. Hello, G, George. Are you alright? Are you gonna try and land? Do you want to fix?
The name's not G. George, it's Peter. Peter D. Carter. D is for David. Squadron Leader Peter Carter. No, I'm not going to land. Undercarriage is gone. Inner port's on fire. I'm bailing out presently. I'm bailing out. Take a telegram.
Got your message. Received your message. We can hear you.
Telegram to my mother, Mrs. Michael Carter, 88 Hampstead Lane, London, Northwest.
88 Hampstead Lane, London.
Tell her that I love her. You'll have to write this for me, but what I want her to know is that I love her very much. I've never really shown it to her. Not really. But I've loved her always, right up to the end. Give my love to my two sisters too, don't forget them.
Received your message. We can hear you. Are you wounded? Repeat, are you wounded? Are you bailing out?
What's your name?
June.
Yes, June, I'm bailing out. I'm bailing out, but there's a catch. I've got no chute.
Hello? Hello, Peter? Do not understand. Hello? Hello, Peter? Peter, can you hear me?
Hello, June. June, don't be afraid. It's quite simple. We've had it. And I'd rather jump than fry. After the first 1,000 feet, what's the difference? I shan't know anything anyway. I hope I haven't frightened you.
No, I'm not frightened.
Good girl.
Your Sparks, you said he was dead. Hasn't he got a chute?
Cut the ribbons. Cannon shell. June, are you pretty?
Not bad.
Can you hear me as well as I hear you?
Yes.
Got a good voice. Got guts too. Funny, I've known dozens of girls. I've been in love with some of them. but an American girl whom I've never seen and who I never shall see will hear my last words. It's funny. Rather sweet. June, if you're around when they pick me up, turn your head away.
Perhaps we can do something, Peter. Let me report it.
No, no one can help. Only you. Let me do this in my own way. I want to be alone with you, June. Where were you born?
Boston.
Mass?
Yes.
Now that's a place to be born. History was made there. You in love with anybody? No, don't answer
I
that.
could love a man like you, Peter.
I love you, June. Your life. And I'm leaving you. Where do you live? On the station?
No, in a big country house about 5 miles from here. The Leewood House.
Old house?
Yes, very old.
Good. I'll be a ghost and come and see you. You're not frightened of ghosts, are you? It would be awful if you were.
No, I'm not frightened.
What time will you be home?
Well, I'm on duty until 6. I have breakfast in the mess, and then I have to cycle half an hour. I usually go along the beach. No, this is such nonsense.
No, it's not. It's the best sense I ever heard. I was lucky to get you, June. You can't be helped about the parachute.
There has to be another way.
It's too late, I'm afraid. What do you think the next world's like? I've got my own ideas.
Oh, Peter.
Expect I'll know soon enough anyway. I'm signing off now, June. Goodbye.
Hello, G for George. Hello, G for George. Hello, G. George. Hello?
I want you to imagine the other place, on the other side. The place where some of us, most of us, go after we die. Big, isn't it? But not big enough. It's an old place, and even though it's been kitted out with all mod cons, the reception hall can't cope with numbers like these. Over 1,000 dead an hour means long queues. Trouble in paradise.
It's heaven, isn't it?
Depends how long you've been stood about. I've been dead for hours, me.
I don't believe it. I just...
Oh, I was like that at first. I think I must have been sniped. 1 minute I were on sentry duty, the next minute I'm here. Hey, come on, mate. Look, we're all in the same boat here. And them French lads, they really were all in the same boat. Got torpedoed.
I know. It's just strange, isn't it? It all being over, never going home, never seeing...
No, there are buddies, though.
Buddies?
Sandwiches.
Really? They got bologna, I'm starving.
Oh, sauce. And there's no rationing up here, so that's something, isn't it?
I suppose it could be worse.
That's the spirit. They just need to let us in. We'd be through them gates a damn sight quicker if them folk up the front get moving. Have you seen the bloke rabbiting at the front desk?
Looks like RAF. One of yours.
I don't care who he is. Come on, mate! I know it's the afterlife, but we haven't got all day.
I'm sorry, I really can't wait here any longer. You must be mistaken about your captain.
If anyone's mistaken, it's not me, Mom.
Flying off as a trapshot.
Well, how long this is taking, you really might as well call me Bob.
Mistakes don't happen here, Bob.
But Peter was due here half an hour after me. Either there's a mistake, or he's AWOL.
Look, are you sure he couldn't have survived?
Quite certain. Peter's bought the farm, all right?
Sorry?
Gone for a Burton.
What?
Oh, he's dead.
So you keep saying, but I really don't know what else to suggest. We're checking his invoice.
Well, so you keep saying, but how long does it take to find a bit of paper?
Right, come on, come behind the desk. And have a look down there.
Holy smoke!
A big operation, yes?
And then some.
So you see why it takes a while. And you mustn't say holy smoke, by the way.
Oh, sorry, Mom. But they're like ants down there.
And that's only the Living Records Department. Everyone on Earth has a file. Chinese or Russian, black or white, rich or poor, Republican or Democrat. That department hasn't made a mistake for 1,000 years.
Ah, so, right, there have been some mistakes.
One of my colleagues has worked here 640 years.
Holy smoke! Sorry. Go on.
And she said there was a false alarm a couple of centuries ago. If the records don't balance, then all the bells sound at once. It's that serious. Hold Holy smoke!
Is that what I think it is?
Get away. No, stop it. There. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I always hope there'd be dogs. Hello? Hello? Is there anybody there? Oh, I follow you then, do I? You must excuse me, I'm new here. All right then, after you. Good morning.
Morning.
I must say, I thought the beaches would be sandy here. Where do I go from here? I'm new, I only just arrived. Where do I report?
Well, from the look of you, I should say you want the aerodrome.
The aerodrome? Where am I?
Saltings.
Where?
On the nest.
Where's the nest?
Kent.
Kent. Kent? In England.
Garden of.
I don't believe it. Do you know a place called Leewood House?
Well, that's the track to it there.
Which way?
Follow that bike. It's going the right way.
Well, who's that?
One of the Yank girls, most likely. They live up at the house.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. You're not a German, are you?
Oh no, I'm English. I can assure you of that. Hello? Hello? Hey!
Hello yourself? What's wrong?
June.
Peter?
Everybody keep calm! Whoa, whoa, whoa! And keep to the left! Everybody keep to the left, please! Out of my way! Sorry. There really is no need to panic!
All personnel to record section 3. All personnel to record section 3.
Oh, God, I'm panicking. This is us. Is that our mistake?
I think so. I checked the invoice.
Well, double check, and then check again.
Triple check?
Yes!
I have. Look here. 91,716 deaths invoiced. 91,715 dead checked in.
Oh, no. Who's unaccounted for?
It's a squadron leader, Peter David Carter, who's missing. What do we do?
Listen to me. We keep calm and wait for the supervisor. Who could that be?
It's that phone.
Which one?
That phone.
Oh, flip. Number 48 speaking. Mom. Yes, Mom, yes, it does appear our section has made a mistake. Well, my supervisor will be here. And, no, Mom, of course. Yes, Mom, right away. We can't have mistakes challenging your cosmic authority. I must say, Mom, what a privilege it'll be to rectify this. She's gone.
Was it her?
Yes. She's not very happy. I've said I'll sort it out.
You?
I thought that was garbage.
It's all in the wrist, they say.
Oh, is that so? Oh, you beauty!
Barnes Wallace, eat your heart out.
This can't be happening, can it?
I wish I knew.
I cried when we said goodbye. I thought...
That was that?
Yes, forever.
It's not. And it wasn't a trick. I promise you, June. Not last night, not now, not ever. You'll have no answers.
Just a small cut on your forehead.
Do I look suitably heroic?
I wouldn't go that far.
There was a bad fog last night, wasn't there? A real pea super. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, you know there was.
And I did bail out without a parachute.
That's your story.
So how can I be alive? Here, with you. Why didn't I drown?
I give up. I don't know and I don't care. I like you being alive very much.
Me too. Especially with you. Especially with a kiss like that.
Come on, Peter, we better go.
What's the hurry?
Mrs. Wolf will be expecting me. She does not like the girls getting home late. And she certainly doesn't like...
Stone skipping.
Absolutely forbidden.
Quite right, too. I suppose I best head to the drone. Come on, then. If we must. I'll ride you back to Leewood House.
Whoa, mister, that's my bicycle.
I just want to prove that I'm not a ghost.
Ghosts can't ride bicycles.
You can't be serious. You're an administrator, not an operator.
Protocol 5/4. Administrators reserve the right to pursue any invoicing irregularity to the ends of the understood universe. And besides, I'm dependable. Always have been.
Always?
In life, I was an accountant. And good at my job. Come in.
Flying Officer Trubshaw.
Our sincere condolences, sir, on recent events.
Well, there's a war on. These things happen.
Looking at the meteorological report, the night you died, it was foggy, wasn't it?
Foggy? And ruddy then some. Excuse the language, Mum.
It's all right, Bob.
Which explains our failure to find Carter.
It was so foggy, you could have stepped out the kite and walked about on it. It's why the skipper got the others to bail out over the coast.
What about Squadron Leader Carter, though? Did he have a parachute?
Oh, no. No, Brolly. Was torn to bits by a cannon shell. Same one as did for me. We knew I'd had it, but here's the thing. Peter knew he'd had it too.
Carter was certain he was going to die?
Exactly. I knew he'd be clocking in here upstairs, right behind me. So, you see, that's why I kicked up a stink. This lady isn't to blame at all.
Thank you.
But this is still bad. Very bad. Squadron Leader Carter was meant to die at 0410 British double summertime. But he didn't.
Classic Peter.
So the question is, where might he be now?
Oh, you could try the pub. Naffy, maybe?
Is Squadron Leader Carter a reasonable man?
Skip. I should say so.
Good.
Depends how much he supped. He's a devil on the barley wine.
I see. Well, I'm sure he'll understand when the error's explained.
Would you take him a message from me?
Of course.
Yeah, tell him to hang out the washing.
Pardon?
He'll know what it means.
That's 15 shillings and 15 pence once, twice, sold. Well, that's it. Everything. All his things.
To Peter Carter, gents.
To Peter Carter.
Have they rung last orders?
What the...
Peter!
I thought you were dead.
I need another drink.
I think it's Peter who needs a drink. Mary, Fremlins, and a large scotch.
How did
There's
you...
not much to say. Well, not much I understand. Got hit by fireworks coming back from Mannheim. Inner port was in blazes right away, and this fog
So
came...
you bailed?
Yes. But... And here's the thing. I didn't have a chute.
What?
No, Brolly.
Cut to ribbons. More holes in it than that dartboard.
But you're alive.
Yes, I know. Next thing I knew, I woke up on the beach.
No.
5 miles from the drone.
No. Never.
And with only a small knock to the noggin to show for it.
Really? That's it?
Bit of a headache. Nothing more. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Walt Disney would call that tale a little far-fetched.
Wait till Pathé News get hold of you.
No, I don't want anything like that. It's bad enough filling in the chief and the medical officer.
I'll bet.
What about the rest of the boys?
Bob Trubshaw's definitely bought it, I'm afraid. I saw him take his last. The others bailed. They had shoots, but the chief says there's no word yet from the other side. France, that is. I'm sorry.
To the lads. On G. George.
The other lads.
G. George.
I just can't fathom it, old boy. You back here?
The feeling's mutual. Wait a minute. Is that Mike Keats?
Oh, aye, yes. Dead man's auction, I'm afraid. You know the drill.
How much did you make?
Not quite £2.
You bastard.
Oh, no hard feelings, old boy. We really were quite sure you'd gone for a Burton. It was the Americans who said you'd pranged on the home run.
The Americans? Yes, sorry, it's this damn headache. I've forgotten the most important part of the story. I've fallen in love with an American girl from Boston.
You okay, June?
I'm fine. A cigarette before I cycle home.
You don't look fine.
You know, it's always like this when I finish my shift. Not yet light, but not still dark. Almost dawn. And I stand here on the balcony of the control tower with my cigarette, and I watch the light. All orange and pink and purple. And all the mist sitting on the hangers and the dew glittering on the grass. And it's all so beautiful. Like something in a dream. And for a moment, just for a moment, there's peace.
Just the birds.
That's a nightingale. Dr. Reeves told me that. We don't have them back home. Isn't it just the prettiest tune you ever did hear?
Those birds I do recognize.
They've been talking about me in there, haven't they?
No one's talking about you.
Marianne.
Oh, come on, June. He's dead? He's alive? You're suddenly an item? It's
strange.
Strange? A D-ration bar is strange. This is something else.
I don't know how he's here. I don't. But us meeting like that, that's not why I fell for him. I'd love him if he was just the guy fixing the propeller.
Sorry, what? No. June, have you seen what ground crew look like?
Okay. Maybe that's pushing it a bit.
So, you're in love with them? Really?
Yes. Yes, I am. What do you think about that?
I think you should finish your cigarette and go home to bed. But give me one first.
Hello?
Am I speaking to Squadron Leader Carter?
Yes?
Can you hear that? Squadron Leader Carter.
Yes? Who's this?
Is this Peter Carter?
What? Hello? Hello, are you there?
Knock, knock.
Sorry, Chips.
Didn't mean to give you the willies, old boy.
I was just on the telephone.
Oh, is the line working again?
Not really, no.
I say, you know what time it is? How many sonnets have you written? She must be some girl.
They're not sonnets, I'm afraid. But, yes.
Well,
yes, she is.
Hope you'll be bringing her along to the dance tomorrow. And tell her to bring a friend. A nice-looking one, preferably.
So that's why you're here. You are incorrigible, Chips. I'll see what I can do. Cheers.
Cheers.
Now, where were we?
Peter, what if the farmer comes?
Oh, the farmers round here are a fairly broad-minded bunch.
The farmers where I come from are not a broad-minded bunch.
Farmers? In Boston?
You know what I mean.
Well, I'm afraid we can't go to my digs. The housekeeper's a little more broad-minded than she was in '39.
But not that broad-minded.
No.
Oh, this face is making me drowsy.
All those late shifts, I imagine.
I might just close.
Yes, why don't you? It's no rush. The dance doesn't start till... Do you smell that? It smells like onions. June? June, you asleep already?
Hello?
Hello. June, you're dress.
Nice to meet you. Oh,
Sorry, what? You're the farmer.
the farmer?
This is your orchard?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I've been looking for you, Squadron Leader Carter.
June, wake up.
Your lady friend can't hear you. We are talking in space, not time.
What are you talking about?
Look at the second hand of your watch. Just like everything else here, it will not move until we've finished our little talk.
Who are you? Why are you sneaking around?
Someone from my department was meant to meet you at 0410 yesterday. Unfortunately, he missed you in the fog.
It's not what I asked.
I bring you a message from Mr. Trubshaw.
Bob's dead.
Yes, he is, but still, he requests that you hang out your washing.
On the Siegfried line, yes. That sounds like Bob, but Bob's dead.
As should you be.
Meaning?
Oh, come. What normally happens to a man who jumps out of a plane without a parachute?
What do you want?
You, my friend.
Why?
I'm here under the auspices of Protocol 5 to invite you to the reception center.
Reception for what?
The other world.
You can't be serious.
I'm afraid I am.
Are you cracked? Are you out of your mind?
Now then, Peter.
I'm warning you, you nut. I'm not a violent man, but leave me alone.
Very well. But I'll be back.
Not if I have anything to do with it. What? What is... Hello? June, wake up.
What? Peter, I wasn't asleep. I just closed my eyes for a minute.
It was longer than that. It was longer.
Are you alright?
Yes.
What's the matter?
You didn't hear anyone.
What? No.
Sorry, I thought I heard someone. But there was no one there. I'm sorry if our first dance isn't quite what you imagined.
No, it's not your fault.
I don't know. My impossible reappearance has provoked quite a bit of speculation.
Staring and whispering, you mean?
Should we sit this one out?
No, don't let them get to you.
No, it's not that. It's just a headache.
There you are. You two look very sweet together.
So do you two.
Hello, Chips.
What, Peter?
Are you dancing to the next number?
Actually, I'm just going to the bar.
Oh, splendid idea. I'll give you a hand, good man.
Port and lemon, please.
And a Debana and gin.
Excuse me, ma'am. May I take the next dance?
Sure, if Chips doesn't mind.
Oh, no, not at all. As long as you give her back. Come on, Peter.
Sure will.
So, who am I dancing with?
Private Lomax, ma'am. The 170th Infantry Regiment.
That's a mouthful.
Call me Vernon, then.
Well, Vernon, how you finding Britain, apart from the weather?
Well, they ain't seen many black faces like me before, but folks is friendly.
Hey, buddy. What you doing? Yeah, you. I'm talking to you.
I'm sorry about this, ma'am.
Oh, you deaf too now?
I'm not deaf.
You can't dance with her. You can't dance with her. You know that.
This gentleman asked me and I said yes.
I don't care. You know the rules, miss.
Now, come on. I think it's up to the lady who she dances with.
No, it isn't.
You can wait your turn to ask her, but I dare say she'll say no if you carry on like this.
Hey, this is between me and him.
Look, man, I don't want no trouble. I just wanted to dance.
Precisely. So what's the problem?
Blacks ain't allowed to dance with white girls. You shouldn't even be in here. This is against the rules.
Please, guys. Please, I'll go.
No.
Not our rules. And besides, rules are made to be broken, Sergeant. Especially at a party. Now, how about I buy you a drink, and we let them enjoy their dance?
How about you get out of here before I have you up on charges, and you mind your own goddamn business?
Fine. Have it your way.
What do you think, y'all?
Peter!
Where I come from, it's very bad form to interrupt a couple when they're dancing. Come on, out!
Sir, no, he's military police.
I don't care who he is.
Get your hands off me! You want to fight, huh?
I'm game if you... Oh no. Onions.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, not you again, I'm busy.
Yep, so I see. Temper.
What do you want?
Oh, come, you know what I want.
Well, I'm not going with you, and that's that.
You can't refuse. Your time was up. You've overstayed your life by many hours now. You lost nothing, only gained.
What about June?
Oh, you'll see her again. I'm not wholly unreasonable, although it's rather against the exact wording of Protocol 9. I looked her up in the files. She lived to be 97.
Yes, but I'm in love with her.
I'm afraid I'm above all that. I represent eternity, the Lord of this world and the other.
What law?
Law. The law.
But law is based on reason.
Well,
I wasn't in love when I was supposed to die, but now I am.
I'm afraid that doesn't really matter.
It does. I'm in an entirely different position now. Then I expected to die, I was ready to die, and it wasn't my fault that I didn't, it was your world's.
But my world has made its decision.
And if it's a respectable world, then there must be a right to appeal.
But
what?
But it's never been done.
First time for everything.
It will create a lot of admin.
It's your forte, surely.
I'm going upstairs for further instruction. Administrative advice.
That's the spirit.
But don't fall any more in love. I'm sure she's very charming, but no.
I thought you had admin to be getting on with.
This is a serious matter, Peter. Very serious. Till we meet again.
Oh, yeah?
Keep your head back, Peter. Oh, that's it.
You just caught me unawares.
Stop talking and hold it there. It'll stop the bleeding.
If I hadn't been so distracted with that damn...
Damn what?
Who? Damned who? It's very hard to explain, June. They sent someone.
They? Who are they?
I don't know. June, do I look mad?
Not to me, darling. Are you?
I should be dead.
Peter, who are they?
I was supposed to die, but the other world couldn't find me in the fog, so they sent this man to come and get me.
Peter.
What do you make of it?
Well, maybe their bad luck is my good luck.
It's not how they see it. I told him I was going to appeal. He's gone off to get instructions. I mean, it's not my fault that I'm not dead. It's not my fault that I've fallen in love with you. I mean, maybe he wasn't here at all. And June.
You're in love with me?
Well, yes.
I love you too. And Peter, it will be all right. We can find someone to help you. I'll help you.
Do you think I'm cracked, June?
I don't know.
Does it bother you if I am?
No.
The surgery, Braeborn House. Oh, good morning. It's Miss June, isn't it? I shouldn't say the dog's busy. Been playing with one of his gizmos all morning. No, not the camera obscura. Some new thing. Plays voices, like the wireless. Still, if it keeps him out of trouble. No. I'll let him know you're coming over.
Come in.
Sorry, is now...
Shh. Beds, which were wicker, made of wicker. My job were to get heat going inside. So, as flames, you see, would come, and the heat to dry the hops.
Light a fire?
Yeah, that's it. That.
Frank, I hope I'm...
Why can't old George remember the words for a basket or lighting a fire?
Getting old?
Perhaps, or anomic aphasia, some damage to the left side of the brain resulting in difficulty in the expression of speech. Might George have had a small stroke? Please, have a seat, June.
Thank you. A patient of yours?
Yes, he claims everything's fine, but on my next visit I shall insist he makes me tea. Pouring the pot with his left hand might suggest George is hiding right-sided weakness, given the same frontal lobe is critical to motor movements.
Do you ever stop working?
Not when I have a useful new tool. The eyes may be the window to the soul, but is the voice its song? You know, the diagnostic potential of these wire recorders is seldom discussed, though my next paper will hopefully rectify that.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I'm learning lots about hot picking. Did you know?
You know I love your lectures, Frank, but I really need to talk to you about a friend of mine. He's been having these headaches and it's very strange, Frank.
You always have my ear, but two observations. One, this man is rather more than just your friend, isn't he?
How do you... Is it that obvious?
It is, rather. Secondly, the man in question is Squadron Leader Peter Carter.
How do you know that?
As you say, very strange. A man claims to have fallen out of an aircraft and survived, with apparently barely a scratch on him.
It's true, the scratch at least.
So you will forgive the local medical community for taking an especial interest in him.
Along with everyone else. Frank, you've got to help him.
It's none of my business, June.
Dr. Schwartz says it's right down your street.
This is my street, a village street, and I'm a village doctor.
Dr. Schwartz says what you don't know about neurology would fill a peanut.
I'm a good guesser, nothing more.
Whose guesses are published in world-famous journals. Who's an honorary fellow
Look,
of...
I know what Dr. Schwartz has to say. He rang this morning.
He did?
Oh, he's as fascinated as I am. But he's American, and this is really RAF business. Regardless of what's happened, they want Carter back in service. He's their case.
He's not a case at all. He's a person. A very fine person. I don't want just anybody asking Peter questions after everything he's been through. I want you, Frank. I'm sure the RAF would say that...
I know what the RAF would say. I had a talk with his CO this morning.
Frank!
And spoke with his medical officer too. Fortunately, he's heard of me.
Frank!
And if you'd smiled like that when you arrived, I'd have told you sooner. You can't go around the place kidnapping good-looking RAF officers just because you like the shape of their nose.
It's nothing to do with his nose. It's his voice. I fell for that before I ever saw him.
The song of the soul.
I like his voice and I like his soul.
And he still believes that he bailed out without a parachute.
Yes.
And he has hallucinations.
Uh-huh.
Have you told him he's talking rubbish?
He's not talking rubbish. He's talking very logically.
Ah, well then, he can't be in love, can he? I must get back to transcribing old George.
Frank?
Yes?
He does have a very cute nose, too.
I'm sure. Shall I come over about tea time?
Thanks. We'll probably be on the lawn. Oh, and Frank?
Yes?
Do right sensibly.
Oh, you know me, June. Always do.
And the dog finds this fella asleep on the beach. Pilot he was. Waves lapping at his boots.
Goodness me.
Dr. Reeves? He's like a doodle bug, is that man. Wants to be careful.
Good afternoon.
Squadron Leader Carter, Dr. Reeves.
How do you do?
I've heard a great deal about you.
Apologies.
I thought we could take a tour around the grounds, and you two could talk?
This way?
Looks quite the front, doesn't it?
Storms brew over the channel all the time, but those clouds. Very kind, but not now, Sylvia. Another time, perhaps.
Frank gives talks here at the house on everything.
Not very well attended talks, and only on certain subjects.
I like them. They're very interesting.
You wouldn't believe how you Americans have transformed this old pile. It was all really rather falling down before you arrived.
But you're not here to talk about the state of country houses.
No, quite. So, Carter, you've never had any visions or hallucinations before?
No, never.
What were you in civil life?
I hadn't really started. I was at Oxford, and then I began writing.
You did?
We hadn't gotten round to that yet.
Haven't you heard of Peter Carter, June?
No.
You're not really alone there, darling?
No, I've seen some of your poems in Poetry London. Your work's very good.
Thank you.
What age are you?
31.
Called up?
Volunteered. Trained in Canada, first ops in 41.
Bomber?
Spell of coastal, spell of instructor, then back to Lancaster's.
Now, about these headaches, when did they start?
Headaches?
I know you get them, and I'm willing to guess you haven't told your medical officer about them. When did they start?
Recently.
Bad?
Not at first.
Where?
Here.
Frontal and temporal. Nasty bang to the head?
Not that I recall. Does that spoil everything for you?
I'm afraid it does, rather. But you've seen something.
Someone.
Clearly?
As clear as I see you.
Have you had a similar hallucination before?
No, thanks.
One last question, which will sound silly. Have you, imagined that you've smelled something that couldn't possibly be there?
What an extraordinary thing.
Gladys.
How did you know?
A long shot. You have.
Yes, but it was so silly, I would never have told you.
Was it a pleasant smell?
Yes. Fried onions.
Very interesting. One final test, Carter.
Don't tire him out too much, Frank.
Go and fetch us some tea, would you?
I think I can manage that. I'm lucky June knew you, Doctor. Lucky indeed.
He likes you, I can tell.
Just as well.
Oh?
He's moving in with me.
Really? Why?
I want to meet Carter's visitor next time he drops by.
But, I mean, what about his CO?
All fixed. Besides, until we get this settled, I am his CO.
Can I come?
Well, I don't think I could stop you if I tried.
This is a beautiful house you have.
Satisfactory, isn't it?
I'm so sorry, Frank. I'm so tired. Suddenly I'm so awfully tired.
There, my good fellow. It's quite all right.
Whoa, it's okay. It's okay.
I've got him. Open the door, June.
Oh, it's okay, Peter. Sit down. Get some rest.
Maybe, just a nap.
Of course.
Now listen to me, Carter. Listen. I've got this for you. If your visitor should appear, ring it. Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Yes. Fast asleep.
What happened? One minute we were in the house, Peter wanted to play table tennis, and the next...
He's been through quite the ordeal. I might have put a little something in his tea.
No, you haven't.
Do you think he's likely to rest otherwise, with you here?
Well...
I need him to meet with his cosmic caseworker again. Come on, we can play table tennis. I might stand a better chance against you than Carter.
So that was your plan? I very much doubt it.
We'll see.
Are you sure I can leave him?
He'll ring the bell.
Okay, just let me put a blanket over him.
Oh, that's 21. Kent remains unconquered.
Well done.
A hollow victory. Almost like you want me to win.
Come on, what did you think about him?
He's fascinating.
I know.
Not biologically, medically. Drink?
Love one. Muggy, isn't it?
It's the storm brewing. June, what are you doing?
I'm just checking he's all right. He looks very peaceful.
So leave him asleep.
I know. Do you know what's wrong with him?
Yes, I think so.
Will he be all right?
I hope so.
But he will hallucinate again.
Oh, yes. His visitor promised to return. Here you go.
Thank you. It can't be good, can it? Talking to a non-existent man.
He exists for him. He's having a series of highly organized hallucinations comparable to an experience of actual life. It's all incredibly real to him.
But how did he survive his jump?
That I don't know.
Would it help him to know?
Would it help you?
Yes.
And it might help him. But the main thing is for him to win this case.
Really? What if he loses? Oh, this is absurd.
Your serve.
You ready?
He's here! He's here! Frank! June! Come quick!
I don't think so, old chap.
They heard. They know you're here. They've stopped playing.
The clock has stopped, too.
You've frozen them.
We're finally getting the hang of this, aren't we? I have news for you.
Good news?
Speaking officially, yes, you are to be allowed to appeal to the highest court.
Oh, splendid.
Don't get too excited.
Is there a catch?
The prosecuting counsel. Of course, I'm prohibited from offering advice, venturing personal opinion.
But?
You're in big trouble.
Who is he?
Have you heard of Jallianwala Bagh?
Never heard of him.
It's a place, not a person. Amritsar. Does that ring any bells?
Sounds Indian to me. My uncle served in India, he'd know.
You're right about India, but I'd keep that bit about your uncle under your hat. He's from India, yes. Jallianwala Bagh, Amritsar. He died in 1919. Does that date convey anything to you?
No, I'm sorry. I'm none the wiser.
There was a massacre of protesters against the colonial administration. Our man was killed by a British bullet.
Don't you think he might be prejudiced?
I don't think there's any might about it.
But what do you mean by our man?
When the very workings of our operation come into question, naturally we have to choose one of the best. But you can choose one of the best too, and I strongly suggest you do.
As defending counsel?
Yes. Rule 33B, paragraph 1. It can be anyone who has ever lived upon Earth. Everybody is at your disposal.
Thanks for narrowing it down.
But do not delay. He builds his case against your little affair.
A rather big affair.
As we speak. You can choose Socrates, Confucius, Da Vinci, anyone. But choose carefully. And quickly.
He was here!
Peter, are you all right?
I hope you didn't give in to anything.
No.
That's the spirit. Now, did you smell fried onion?
Yes. June, don't go. I need you.
I'm not going anywhere. Everything will be all right.
I've got the right to appeal.
Did you hear that, Dr. Reeves? Peter can appeal.
Splendid.
I have to find counsel, someone to defend me.
That's excellent, darling.
No, June, you don't understand. This is serious. I need books, Dr. Reeves. Anyone who ever...
Carter, it's time to rest. Drink this. Here on Earth, I am your defending counsel, and I believe everything you tell me.
And I do too.
Good evening.
Hello. Sorry, do you have a pass, sir?
Pass?
This is a U.S. Army Medical Corps hospital. Civilians can't just...
Look, I need to see your surgeon, Dr. Schwartz, at once.
Sorry, he's about to operate.
Ah, about to?
Well, he's in the washroom. Sorry, who are you?
I have to see him. It's very urgent.
Now, wait a moment. You can't just walk in there. It's out of bounds to...
Good evening.
Hello, Frank.
Dr. Schwartz,
It's all right, sister. I know this gentleman. I see the rain's starting. Not a social visit, I presume?
Deterioration all round. We ought to operate tonight.
Impossible. We're swamped. Combat injuries.
This is a combat injury, and a critical one at that.
You're sure of your diagnosis?
Positive. Right temporal lobe injury resulting in complex partial seizures and highly organized hallucinations. Everything points to arachnoid adhesions involving the olfactory nerve.
Surely any day would do.
No, not at all. This is a crisis. I'm afraid of Carter's brain being permanently affected.
Insanity?
Yes. His heavenly messenger has told him his trial's fixed for tonight, and he's found no one to defend him.
You talk about his hallucinations as if they were fact.
To him they are, but my diagnosis points to the same conclusion. He believes he will die if he loses the case, and I believe he needs an immediate operation or we will lose him.
I've never carried out such a procedure, you know that?
I'll write you some notes. So, you'll do it then?
Yes, I'll do it.
Good man.
We'll send an ambulance this evening.
Thank you. As soon as you can.
This way, Peter. I know for a fact that Dr. Reeves has another library at the top of the house.
I hope it's well stocked. I need more books. Ideas, really, for who to defend me in this court case.
Trust me, very much worth the climb.
Cuckoo! Me or the clock?
Both. Only joking. Come along. Now, regarding your counsel, you're discounting Plato? No one knew more about reasoning than Plato.
But what did he know about love? I don't think he went in for all that.
Your other idea, Shakespeare?
Much too in for all that. And let's pretend that I never mentioned Byron.
Poets are, I think, inherently unreliable. What about Luca Pacioli?
Who's that?
He invented double-entry accounting in 1494. Very interesting man. We owe him a great deal. Just imagine how he could set out your case.
I'm not sure an accountant is... Wait a minute. Why the advice? Why are you suddenly so concerned with me winning my case?
What, that small suggestion?
And why are there so many stairs?
Big house.
But only 3 stories. We've crossed 5 landings, walked up 6 staircases.
You're dizzy from the climb.
My mind has never felt clearer. You're taking me up there, aren't you? It's a trick. A trap.
Peter, the very suggestion.
If I arrive early of my own accord, no appeal. No more life for me. No more problems for you. The account's all nicely balanced.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then you won't mind if I go back downstairs.
You're almost there. The library's just around the corner.
With all the books a man could ever read. Out of my way.
Peter, no! No! Stop! Come back! You are so nearly there! Peter! Come back!
Peter, come on! Wake up! Please, please wake up!
You almost got me.
Peter! It's okay, just try and stay awake. Frank! Frank!
I'm here, June, I'm here.
I couldn't wake him. I couldn't wake...
You almost got me, Frank. It was a trick. Follow me upstairs, he said.
Just a small injection, Carter. June, go and phone Dr. Schwartz. Tell him we must operate as soon as possible. It's life or death. And if he hasn't sent the ambulance, well, tell him to send it.
Yes, Frank.
And telegram his mother, his 2 sisters too.
Yes.
Now, Carter.
Oh, where's June gone?
Phoning. Back in a moment.
Oh, you almost got me.
I know.
Crafty beggar. Almost fell for it.
Don't be fooled into giving up this case. You're allowed to appeal. You've been promised a fair trial. Never give up. Promise?
I've no counsel.
We'll find one. They can't start without your defense.
It'll be some stooge.
We'll find someone.
No one famous. No poet.
Quite right. Some lawyers argue like poets, but no poet ever made a lawyer. Look, what about a pal of yours?
Most of them are still alive.
Your radio operator?
Bob Trubshaw.
Well, think it over. You couldn't get through.
No answer.
It's the storm. The telephone lines must be down.
I'll go on my bike.
June, the trees are bent double in the orchard.
No, I'll go. Look, you're more valuable here. I'm going to find that ambulance and come back with it. But if it should arrive without me, whatever you do, don't wait. Don't leave his side, and don't allow him to despair. His life is in your hands, June. Now come on, Mrs. Tucker, to the garage at once.
Sir, please, I'm begging you. Please don't go out in this.
Mrs. Tucker, the door.
Sir! Sir!
Where's Frank?
He won't be long, darling.
I need him. I'm not sure that Bob's the right man.
I'll tell him that you said so.
Do you know Bob?
No.
He was my Sparks. A highly operational type.
Shh. We'll find somebody.
Time's nearly up.
Frank will come up with something. If anyone can help, it's him.
I wish he'd hurry. We'd be lost without Frank, wouldn't we?
Yes, but he's nearly at the hospital. He'll fetch that ambulance. He'll sort everything out. You've just got to hold on, Peter. Hold on.
Imagine the storm. Wild, isn't it? Here's Frank, speeding down the country lanes. His headlight struggles to pierce the sheeting rain. But he knows where he's going. He's hurtled down these roads all his life. This is the ambulance. Its driver is lost in the dark, like the sound of the bell is lost in the wind. Here's the junction, and here's the corner. Someone should cut back the hedgerows, says everyone. No one has. This is Frank racing, searching for an ambulance for his friend. This is the ambulance, slowing, its driver searching for a signpost. This is the corner. And for Frank, this is the end.
Frank!
I'm here, Peter.
Where's Frank?
He's gone ahead.
He's had an accident, hasn't he?
Yes, a bad accident.
Is he dead?
Yes, he's dead.
Don't cry, June. There's a heaven, you know. I'm told that it's a very nice place. I don't want to go there yet.
You won't, darling.
Heaven is indeed a very nice place, it's true. They prefer to call it the other place. Unfortunately, though, it's extremely busy right now.
Dental green fatalities, move to the front desk, please. Les parties enfoncées.
And everyone's rather down in the dumps. Too many people are being killed in this war, and the system just can't kill. Imagine dying and then having to kill. Yes, everyone's a little glum. Except for one man.
It's fantastic.
Who is taking it all in his stride.
Dr. Frank Reeves, to the front desk, straight away.
Hello.
Dr. Reeves.
Pleased to meet you.
I am 48. Number 48, that's my official name. You see, I'm not 48. Older, younger, that's for you to decide.
It's you, isn't it? Carter's mysterious visitor.
Very well deduced, Dr. Reeves. Yes, I'm the administrator who's been handling Peter's case.
Oh, call me Frank, please. No, Peter described you perfectly. The mannerisms, spectacles, complexion, 5'3".
5'4".
And everything else about this place is just as he said.
How is our friend?
Not good, but he has a fighting chance. I left him in the capable hands of two people. One a brain surgeon, the other the woman he loves. Peter needs both of them.
He may just need you, too. Follow me to the records office.
All right, boys. Step lively.
Heard you had a bad journey.
And the rest?
Kidder standing by.
Come on, get him out.
Ma'am, you need to let go of his hand.
Okay, ready?
Lift.
Easy down there.
Careful with him, please.
He's in safe hands.
Okay, onto the bed.
June! June!
Darling, I'm here.
Frank's dead! Frank's dead!
We need to go into surgery now. Yes, I know. I told you.
No, don't you see? Frank's dead! He's in the other place!
Please, Peter, try and stay calm.
He can defend me, June! In court, it's gotta be Frank. It's gotta be Frank. He's the pajamas.
The cat's pajamas?
Yes. Well, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Go to sleep, Peter. Try and sleep.
Cranial case?
He's called Peter. Peter.
How is he?
Disturbed. Not good.
Into theater with him, fast as you can. Get scrubbed double quick time.
Right you are.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
What?
You can't come in here.
No, but...
This will be extremely challenging surgery, ma'am.
I have to be there. I need to be next to him.
I'm sorry, ma'am. No, you have to wait here.
Yes, of course. How silly of me. Keep fighting, Peter.
Field report coming through.
Squadron Leader Carter?
He said it, out loud.
Thank you, 79. Peter wants you to be his defense counsel.
I hoped he would.
So you accept?
I do.
You've very little time to prepare your case. What facilities do you wish? I can show you how our new office booking system works.
No, all I need is an advisor.
To our legal system?
Yes, and to matters metaphysical.
I saw René Descartes in the canteen before.
No, let's keep it simple. You can help me, 48.
Me? Oh, no, I don't think so. Mustn't compromise my strict professional neutrality.
But is it prohibited by the rules?
No.
Good. You're on board. Now, I should like to see my client and get his instructions. I have some thoughts for people I wish to subpoena as witnesses, starting with...
You might know this one. I call it the Dipsy Doodle. Taking these 2 billiard sticks, I'm going to simultaneously hit these 2 cue balls. And these 2 fellas here, I'm going to pocket.
Seen it all before.
Oh, have you now? Well, what if I was to say I could pocket 3 balls with 3 cues?
Impossible.
Ha! Willing to put money on it, eh?
I don't think gambling's allowed here, kid. We're in heaven, remember?
Ah, yes. Good point. Well, how about we play for buttons, then? Surely there's no rules against that.
There he is.
Flying Officer Trubshaw.
Who's asking? Oh, hello.
Dr. Frank Reeves.
I remember you. You used to whiz around the village on that motorcycle.
Ah. Whizzing round on that motorcycle caused me a spot of bother in the end. I'm afraid it's how I ended up here.
Oh, sorry, old chap. Still, I bet it was quick. Cannon shell got me. Claret everywhere. Very much not recommended.
It's Mr. Trubshaw here who really instigated Mr. Carter's appeal by insisting that his friend had been killed alongside him returning from an air raid.
Sterling work. Now, I need people who can attest to the quality of Carter's character.
Oh, yes. More than happy to put in a good word for the skip. You can't get in trouble in this court for, telling porkies, can you?
I strongly advise you not to do that. Peter's in enough trouble.
Or will be if we don't bring him up here sharpish for the trial. 48, can you take us down to earth?
Now the atropine engine.
Are you sure they can't see us?
That's correct.
Or hear us?
Positive. Positive. See?
Okay, everyone. Good luck.
And let's stop things there, shall we?
They're all frozen! You'll have to teach me that one.
Let's get Peter up.
What? Where am I?
On an operating table. There you are.
Heavens! Is that me?
You're very in demand. Almost time for your trial up there, almost time for your operation down here.
Court case and brain surgery. Aren't I the lucky boy?
Hello, Carter.
Frank.
What ho, Skipper?
Hello, Bob. Can't believe they let you into heaven.
Admissions policy must have relaxed.
I subpoenaed him. Let's talk.
Yes, and quickly. I can pause time down here, but not up there.
Thanks for agreeing, Frank, to defend me.
Are you sure I'm the best man? I'm a village doctor, not a lawyer.
Quite sure. You have common sense, and if it's as rare up there as it is down here, then you'll do for me.
Well, I'm flattered. Now, we really must.
Where's June?
On the other side of those doors.
Can I see her? Before we go?
If we're quick.
She can't see you, though. And no touching.
She's crying.
Of course she is. She's scared.
I wish you could hear me, June. I wish many things. I wish we'd had more time. I know I should count my blessings for the time we had, but it wasn't enough. It's funny, eh? You gave me the best days of my life and I was already dead. But I know this. Another lifetime's the least I need to be with you. And maybe that's not even enough. I love you, June.
You really do, don't you?
More than anything.
Remember that, Carter. When you're up there, fighting for your life, remember what you're fighting for. Remember what's at stake.
Come on, we really do need to go.
Shouldn't somebody stay down here and keep an eye on things? In case of,
Complications.
Complications, yes, you're right. Well, it can't be me.
Or me. Bob?
Oh, sorry, chum. Afraid I'm rather off the sight of blood since, you know.
Fine, I'll stay here then. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Goodbye, June.
No, you're not allowed to... Too late. And then there was one. Oh. And you lot, too. Back to work, everyone.
Are we all ready? Then let's begin. Sister?
Lowering mask now.
All rise for the judge. All rise.
God! It's like the Empire Stadium in here.
And then some.
Better you than me, Doc. Gives me the windworms.
Thank you, Trubshaw. Very reassuring.
Just pretend you're giving one of your talks at Leawood House, but with more dead people.
Here we go. Break a leg, Doc.
Pray silence for the judge.
The Court of Appeal sits to consider the case of the Department of Records versus Squadron Leader Peter David Carter of the Royal Air Force. He claims negligence and superior rights and responsibilities arising out of that negligence. He is appealing for remission of the date of his term on Earth and for a reconsideration of his case. The counsel for the prosecution will take his place. Are you Mr. Sukhdev Bhagdat?
I am.
The counsel for the defense will take his place. Are you Dr. Frank Reeves?
I am.
I call upon the prosecution to open the case.
The iodine prep is completed, Doctor.
Very good. Okay, everyone. I'm going to make the first incision now.
Your Honor, members of the jury. This case has 3 issues. Peter Carter, an Englishman, should have died on the 3rd day of August 1944 at 10 after 4 of the clock, British double summertime. Due to an oversight which I hasten to state is contrary to the traditions of a great service, the defendant did not die. Therefore, issue number 1. Who is responsible? When summoned to report some 70 hours later, the defendant refused to accompany Administrator 48, giving as his reason that in the time which he had borrowed, he had accumulated new responsibilities of an allegedly important and permanent nature. He claimed, in fact, that in these 70 hours, a young American lady, June Archer, had fallen in love with him. So, issue number 2. Are we to believe this? Mr. Carter states in these 70 hours, which he had borrowed...
Your Honor, I object to the word borrowed, which the prosecution is using so emphatically. To borrow means to get temporary use of something, to use something without being the true owner. My client didn't get. He was given the hours in question. He didn't use something without being the true owner. He was the true owner of his own life.
If I may continue, Your Honor. Is this Englishman really in love with this young American lady? And more importantly, is she in love with him?
Why do you stress their nationalities?
Very important, sir. Extremely important.
Why?
Because we are talking of love, sir.
It can happen, you know, between an Englishman and an American girl in the 20th century.
That I do not dispute. But can such relationships last?
Give me a chance and I'll show you.
Your Honor.
Carter, please.
I'm sorry, Frank, but if nationality is so important, then who's hearing my case? Mr. Baggat's clearly biased against me. What of this jury?
The defendant has no right to investigate the identities, nationalities, or ethnicities of members of the jury.
Excuse me, Your Honor. That is, of course, true. unless prosecution specifically permit the right to do so. I have no objections.
Thank you.
Carter.
You, the First Lady, on the left. Who are you? Where are you from?
Odette Barrault, France.
Ah, the French. Great friends of yours in the struggle against the fascists.
But there hasn't been 100 years of recorded history where England and France haven't waged war.
Next juror.
Ivan Bourdain, Ruski. I am Russian.
The eastern flank. More allies for you.
Hardly. Remember Crimea? Barely 20 years ago we fought to keep the communists out.
Carter, stop this.
Next. Come on, everyone. Faster.
Gregorius Ohannes Bund, from the Transvaal.
Orla Monaghan, Irish.
Abraham Farland, United States of America, killed by a British bullet 1775.
I request a new jury.
Silence in the dock.
Chosen from where, Mr. Carter? Any jury will always be prejudiced against your country. Oh, I don't dispute that the British have some allies. But is it ever a fair friendship? How many would really sing God Save the King without the warship in the bay? Would so many undertake Christian baptism without the Martini Henry rifle?
Yes, I think you've made your point, old chap.
Some uncomfortable truths for you, gentlemen. Don't worry, I am just beginning.
Okay, we're through the skull, everyone. This is not going to be easy.
Look, I'm not disputing that Britain's made a few mistakes.
What a charitable assessment. I was at Jallianwala Bagh when your occupying forces fired on our peaceful protest. I am one of your few mistakes.
I'm sorry to hear that. Truly.
2,000 injured hid behind the corpses of 1,000 dead. People leapt down wells rather than be cut down by your gunfire.
But you see, this is just
Wasn't my gunfire. I was barely out of my crib.
It was done in the name of the British Empire.
Of which Carter is but an extremely small part.
And yet he wears a Royal Air Force uniform. With what flag sewn on the sleeve?
I will not apologize for that flag. We're at war. What would you have us do? Sit by while our cities burn?
Your cities burn?
Listen, I'm from Coventry, and there's not bally much of it left.
Defense Counsel, it ill behoves you for your bench to conduct yourself in this most unruly manner.
Bob.
Your Honor, may I present Exhibit A?
Go on.
He's turned the lights off.
What's his game, Frank?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Where is this? Where are we?
It's Coventry, isn't it? Must be 1940.
How's he doing this?
This court has extraordinary powers. Powers of all kinds.
Why have you brought us here?
Look at the poor children, sheltering. Well, as best they can. The teacher's afraid, almost shaking. But now she sings to keep everyone calm.
It's German.
This isn't Coventry.
No, it's Mannheim. 3rd of August, 1944. You did this. You made this happen. The bombs that fell here fell from your plane. Getting closer.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
I can't. It happened.
Bagat, please.
Oh, it's the boy at the back, by the way, who's the one to watch. Or rather the dog he's cradling.
Axel! 9!
For God's sake, lad, come back! Come back! No! No!
Swab,
Doctor?
Breathing's becoming labored, sir.
give it a moment.
Steadying.
Breathing regular again.
Good.
Your Honor, it is not my intention to distress Squadron Leader Carter or the jurors. Indeed, this court should be thankful not to witness the firestorm which was later to engulf Mannheim that night, sucking the very oxygen.
Yes, all right, Bagat. Carter and his crew drop ordnance where they are told to the best of their abilities and in trying circumstances. Or are you claiming otherwise?
I do not claim the defendant was deliberately targeting civilians. Although, of course, I cannot rule it out.
How dare you, Bagat?
Yes, how very bloody well dare you!
Silence in the dock. This is my final word concerning this. I can very easily have both of you escorted from this court, and we can continue in your absence.
No, please proceed.
I don't dispute. I've made mistakes in the line of duty. Mistakes of which I was unaware.
The British once again, everyone. It wasn't me. I wasn't there. You might have been a few thousand feet up, but you were there. You did this.
Carter did what he had been ordered to do.
And I took no enjoyment from doing so.
Oh, really? Are you sure about that? Exhibit B. The skies above Mannheim. An Avro Lancaster. Bomber Group A. G for George. Pilot, Squadron Leader Peter D. Carter.
That's the lot, boys. We've dropped the visiting card. Turning us around. How's it looking, Bob? Is it hot enough for them down there?
Oh, I should say so, Skip. Never mind them. I can feel the heat up here. We should have brought crumpets.
What, toast them on the wing?
Yeah, a minute each side would do it.
Oh, true. I don't like them overdone.
You can't overdo it with these bastards, Skip. You know what they've done to us.
Well, I think tonight we've given them payback. With interest. Skip? Hello, tail end. We got company, Billy.
Bandits just on 7 o'clock. 88, I think.
Well, how rude. Don't they know we've left the field of play? Give them hell, Billy. I want to be home before last orders.
See you at the basket.
Is that?
No, sir. Thunder, I think. Sounds close.
A little bad weather we can cope with.
Forehead wipe, Doctor?
Please.
Oh no!
We've lost the lights.
On the pump, Doctor.
Sir? Pumping? Pumping?
The power's gone! Is he alright?
You! Come in, help!
How?
Flashlight!
Where?
Emergency box, there!
Hello, engineering, hello?
Come on, where's that generator?
It's not working.
Keep trying.
Flashlight!
Here. Just hold it steady.
Squadron Leader Peter Carter returns time and time again to wage war. After transfers, promotions, injuries, he has had ample opportunity to aid his country outside of a bomber's cockpit. But no, on and on he fights. What should we call such a man?
Brave.
Is one word for it. I can think of others.
Which I'm sure you're going to tell us.
Don't rise to it, Carter.
I have no intention.
Yes, don't rise to it. Now there's a good boy. You see, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how the defendant needs to be reminded to hold his temper, even in the courtroom.
What are you talking about?
Witness Exhibit C. A village dance to date Carter's sole social engagement with June Archer. An event that concluded with punches thrown.
Fine. Have it your way. Why is it your way? Where I come from, it's very bad form to interrupt the couple when they're dancing. Come on, out!
The evidence is incontrovertible. Peter Carter is a violent man.
Objection.
Look, I haven't claimed to be a saint.
And now the defendant makes my point for me. He is no saint, so why should he, alone in the history of our celestial realm, be allowed to return for a second chance of life?
I think we're sunk.
Curette, please. Curette. Yes, that is good.
Nurse, what's happening?
I can't get through, sir. The line must be down.
We need that generator. I can't keep pumping.
Keep the flashlight steady.
I am. It must be out of batteries.
I need light now.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
If I cannot see, this man will die.
No. Wait.
Good. Now hold the match close. I've got to make this incision. Nearly. Don't move. Done. Another match.
Sir.
Yes.
We're losing him. He's slipping away.
We need that generator. If we don't have power soon, he won't survive.
I can go.
No, sister, you're needed here. Where is it?
Okay, there's an emergency generator in the basement, but it's tricky
No,
to...
I'll find it. Just keep it alive, please.
Start cardiac massage, Doctor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have heard numerous claims from the prosecution as to the supposed character of Squadron Leader Peter Carter. But the prosecution are not telling you the whole story. Let us review Exhibit C again, shall we?
Fine. Have it your way. Why is it your...
Apologies, can you stop it there? This is all a little new to me. Can we go back a bit?
Let me.
That's it, there. Stop there.
Come on, I think it's up to the lady who she dances with.
No, it isn't.
Look, man, I don't want no trouble. I just wanted to dance.
So what's the problem?
Blacks ain't allowed to dance with white girls.
Rules are made to be broken, Sergeant. Especially at a party. Now, how about I buy you a drink, and we let them enjoy their time?
How about you get out of here before I have you up on charges, and you mind your own goddamn business.
Fine. Have it your way. Why is it your... Where I come from, it's very bad form to interrupt the couple when they're dancing. Come on, out!
Yes, Peter Carter fights. But the jury need to know what he fights for. The defendant fights against injustice. He fights for the underdog, not the oppressor. He fights for peace. Like the country of his birth, he has made mistakes, grave errors even. But my client, my friend, is a good man, as I will show you. Your Honor, I'd like to call my first witness.
Generator. Why is this place such a maze? Oh, come on. No, I'm never gonna find it. I'm never gonna find it. What? Hello?
Back up the corridor. Turn left at the end, second right.
Who is this? Hello?
Back up the vehicle. Turn left at the end, second right.
Okay. Back up the corridor.
Your name, please.
Bob. Bob Trubshaw.
Mr. Trubshaw, would you say you knew Peter Carter well?
Oh, as well as anyone. We served together almost since the start.
So you would be in a good position to tell us what my client might have done in the 70 hours that followed 0410 on the 3rd of August.
Steady on there. I'd already carked it by that point.
But what might you have done if you had miraculously found yourself in the defendant's circumstances?
Now, I'm not sure any court on heaven or earth is ready to hear about that.
Perhaps not, but if you had to imagine Peter Carter's activities upon his return to life.
Well, they might be slightly wild.
Wild?
Oh, yes. And the rest? Well, I'd be 3 sheets to the wind. Wouldn't see hide nor hair of me for days. Me, that is, not Skip. No, sorry, Skip.
That's not in fact the case.
No?
Far from it. I have here a report to his wing commander and group captain concerning the shooting down of your aircraft, filed immediately after debrief within hours of his reappearance, written and signed Peter D. Carter.
The Skip is always very diligent, especially when it came to the kite.
The kite?
Our plane. Everything had to be done properly.
It seems the report was not the only thing Carter wrote. A series of letters were found in his quarters, sealed but not sent.
I didn't have the address. I'd really rather they weren't open.
Now, he did always like penning a few verses when there was a filly involved.
Mr. Trubshaw, would you choose a letter, open it, and read it aloud to the court?
With pleasure.
No, really, no. They're rather personal in nature.
Oh, I'll bet they are, eh? Dear Mrs. Trubshaw, although I am sure you do not recognize my name, I have undertaken a great many missions alongside your son, Robert. In fact, he has been my wireless operator for as long as I have flown Lancasters. I'm afraid I'm writing to you with the saddest of news. Whilst returning from an operation over Germany, our plane took direct fire and Robert was killed. It may only be the smallest of consolations, but the end came quickly. Robert was a good man, and we were all devastated by his death. He was a loyal friend and a brave airman. In difficult hours, he kept spirits high. One memory I'll always share of him is... Oh, sorry, Doc. Must I read on?
No. You have read enough.
Thank you, Skip.
That's all right, Bob.
That will mean such a lot to Mother.
It was frightfully hard to find such nice things to say about you.
Well, she'll know it's all rot. But, thanks, old boy.
And thank you, Mr. Trubshaw. It would appear that Carter's first thought on getting a second chance was not for himself, but for others. As Mr. Trubshaw earlier stated, everything had to be done properly, Your Honour.
We shall adjourn once more. Before the prosecution call their witness.
All rise!
Do we know who he's calling?
I only have the name of the witness on this sheet of paper. Does he mean anything to you, Carter?
No, I don't know who that is.
Turn left at the end. Second right. This must be it. Oh, thank God. Now how do I... Oh, come on. Oh, please.
Oh, I can't bear it. All of you up there, forgive me for what I'm about to do. Hello. Sorry to drop in.
Where did you...
I was just passing.
Do you know how to get this thing working?
Well, I'm no expert, but maybe... might do the trick. Why don't you try again?
Okay, here goes. It's working.
Generators on.
Steadying. His breathing steadying. God, someone up there is looking out for him.
Come on, we're not out of the woods. Back to our places.
I could kiss you.
Oh, it was nothing, really. Nothing.
I just can't thank you enough.
Don't mention it. Seriously, though, please don't mention it. I'd be in rather a lot of trouble.
Who are you?
Oh, nobody. But even a nobody like me can be in love. So I know it when I see it, you see?
Skip? Do you know where we are?
No, I don't, Bob.
I think it's hell. I think Bagat is showing us hell.
Trubshaw.
Look at all these poor souls and tell me we're not in hell. We've got to do something. We've got to stop this.
We can't. It's in the past. They can't see us. We can't intervene.
We are in Japan, 1944. A prisoner of war camp. I take no joy in telling you this, but a third of all the men here are not likely to survive their captivity.
Speaking as a medical man, I think your figure is optimistic here. Where's the Red Cross?
Not permitted.
They're Americans, aren't they? And prisoners of war.
Well observed, Mr. Carter. Maybe you're wondering who we are here to see? That hut over there, I think. Over by the bamboo cages.
Mike, come on, wake up, quick. They're moving us on up the river, another forced march.
I'm not coming.
Get up, Mike. Mike. They'll kill you.
Look at me. Look at me, Joe. I can't walk. I'm sick. They'll kill me anyway.
We'll carry you.
And then they'll kill you, too.
We can't just leave you.
It's an order. Understand?
Captain.
And there's one more. Take this letter. Find my girl. Tell her I love her. That I'm sorry.
Is this her?
Yes. June. Her name is June. June Archer.
We shall leave Captain Michael Nozka, United States Marine Corps there. Thank you, Your Honor, for permitting this visit. I thought it essential that the jurors see the man who was June Archer's boyfriend.
You rotter.
Sorry, let me correct myself. June Archer's boyfriend before Peter Carter.
You swine!
Yes, gentlemen. As brave Captain Nozka breathes his last in this Pacific hell, June, safe, comfortable June, has taken up with a British pilot. Have you anything to say, Mr. Carter?
Careful now.
Your Honor, perhaps we ought to pause proceedings? This must all have come as a most terrible shock to the accused.
No. That won't be necessary.
It won't?
No. Because I don't believe you.
I'm sorry?
I don't believe you.
We all saw your love rival.
That's just the thing. I don't believe that he was.
The jury will note that the defendant's voice says one thing, but his face says another. And they can draw their own conclusions on the conduct of Miss Archer.
June would have told me. Just as I would have told her, she'd have said.
And you would have been a very long time telling June of all your past entanglements.
Enough, Baggett. Your Honor, the jury really must be reminded that they are not concerned with a couple's past, rather their future together.
Like Mr. Carter, like June herself, the jurors are currently struggling to see any future for this pair.
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution cannot speculate in good faith on what June's plans are with Captain Nozka dead and my client's return to life hanging in the balance.
Don't you mean hanging by a thread, Dr. Reeves?
Okay, preparing to fit the tantalum plate.
Is he okay? Is he all right?
Yes, he's okay. He's alive.
Oh, thank God.
Good work with the generator. Without that, we
I
would
can't believe he's all right. I can't believe it's worked.
Madam, I am trying to operate.
Yes, sorry, sir. I'm just so relieved he's going to be okay. Peter is going to be all right, isn't he?
The operation's gone as well as it can in the circumstances. With everything that happened...
Yes, we won't know for sure until he wakes up, which, maybe he...
What my colleagues are failing to say, madam, is that this is extremely dangerous surgery, of a kind we rarely attempted before the war. The likelihood of further inadvertent damage to the patient's brain is very high. There's also the possibility of oxygen starvation having occurred and a risk of infection.
What are you trying to say, Doctor?
There is every chance, a very strong chance, that the patient may die.
No.
Sister, can you please take her out of here?
Can't you do something?
No. Miss?
Please.
Who are you talking to?
Oh.
They're frozen. I knew it. It's you, isn't it?
Me?
Peter's visitor. It's all true.
I'm afraid so.
How is he? Up there, I mean.
It's uncertain.
Can't you help him?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Quiet, please.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is quite clear Peter Carter has benefited from several extra hours of life. But remember, what you must decide is this. Should love prevent us from correcting the accident by which Peter Carter escaped his own death? Dr. Reeves first, please.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the defense is not arguing to break the rules. The term of life that was preordained for Peter Carter is already forfeit. Its date is past and it must be rewritten. Even if we now lose, what more happens than the date of death in Peter's file will be altered? Did Carter benefit from his extra hours of life? He fell in love with June Archer in life. Indeed, she was life to him. If you side against us, then all that has been achieved is prolonging the agony of separation for a good man, an honest man. How cruel to have seen what might have been. That is what this is about, the might have been. This case is not about setting precedents. Love should not routinely triumph over death. That would be absurd. But in this case, the scythe of death has swung and missed. The ferryman's boat has capsized whilst crossing. A unique opportunity has arisen. What a source of happiness. What an opportunity for you. What a privilege to see what love might do to the lives of two people. In a world at war, in an age of death, let us plant a small seed of life and see if it flourishes. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Frank. I knew you were the right man.
Thank you, Dr. Reeves. Mr. Bagat, if you please.
Certainly, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, why him? All of us here, not just you jurors, out there in the public gallery. Which of us did not deserve a little bit more time? We were all taken earlier than was fair. Regardless of the cause for which this man waged war he did. He knew the risks he was taking. Some of you here took no such risks. You were asleep in your beds. You caught a cold. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Who is more deserving of what might have been? Many of you could set out a better case for your own extra time than that which the defense has laid out today for Mr. Carter. And what a case it was. A claim of love, never satisfactorily proven.
I do love her!
Silence in the dock.
But you cannot prove it.
So give me more time then. 50 years should do it.
Your Honor, contempt of court.
Well, can a starving man prove he's hungry except by eating?
Peter, he's right. Contempt of court is serious.
This is serious.
Would you die for her then?
I would! But I'd rather live.
And I would die for him too.
June.
Hello, darling.
Your Honor!
What is the meaning of this?
Nothing to do with me, Your Honor.
Then who?
I brought her here. Administrator 48, Your Honor. June wishes to address the court.
But it is forbidden. Your Honor, please.
This is a court of the dead. The living have no place here, as you well know.
Your Honor, I know the rules. I've lived by the rules and I've died by them. And in this case, in this one case, I say, why can't she?
This has to be a mistrial, Your Honor. A mistrial.
She deserves her say.
Quiet, please. I'm warning the public gallery. There must be no more shouting. You will be removed from court.
What about me? I want to shout. The man I love is dying down there, and he's about to die up here, too. So I want to tell you about him, and I want to tell you about me, too, because it isn't just Peter's life on trial. It's my life, too, with him or without him. So I deserve my voice heard. I deserve to speak.
Miss Archer, have you quite finished? I'm afraid that is for me to decide. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the appearance of a living person brings this proceeding perilously close to collapse. The prosecution have pushed for a mistrial, and indeed, it is true, the unprecedented circumstances of Miss Archer's intervention in this appeal takes us into legally uncharted territory. However, against this must be balanced the clear public interest in June speaking to this court. Therefore, it has been decided she can address this court. With the stipulation that she appear as witness for both prosecution and defense, and provided, of course, that the jury have no objections.
No. None, Your Honor.
The prosecution strongly objects, Your Honor.
Oh, you would.
Overruled. You are under oath, Miss Archer. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Mr. Bhagat, if you are ready to begin.
No questions, Your Honor. Merely a regrettable announcement. I'm sorry to have to tell Miss Archer that Captain Michael Noska has recently died.
Oh, I see.
Is that all you have to say? Oh, I see.
It's sad. Poor Mike.
Yes, as you say, it's sad. But you do not appear all that sad.
Look, Mister, perhaps you should tell his wife he's died.
Have you no morals at all?
I had no idea he was married. We met at advanced training. It was my friend heard he was married. She trained with someone who had gone to school with Mike, Cornell, I think. And when I found out, that's when I broke it off. Oh, I wrote to him before he left for the Pacific. There's letters from me.
Which it will not be necessary for us to see.
Do not presume to speak for the prosecution.
Well, do you wish to see them?
No.
You see, Bhagat, the defense does not claim. Yes, June?
Don't presume to speak for me either. I don't claim to be the most morally upright person, and I know Peter doesn't either. But then I don't think anyone thinks we live in moral times right now. I mean, the world is at war. But let me tell you, the love Peter and I have is real.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Dr. Reeves?
Hello, June.
Hello, Frank.
Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And could you tell the court what it is and what it does?
It's your wire recorder. You record your patients and your medical notes on it.
That's quite right. The night of Carter's operation, I was recording observations of his condition. Only when I set out in haste searching for the ambulance, I left the machine recording in error. The device recorded something interesting, which I play to the court now.
There, my love. Try and lie still. Frank's gone, out into this horrible night to find an ambulance. We're all so worried about you.
Who is that speaking, June?
It's me.
Correct.
Promise me you won't give up. Promise me you won't stop fighting. Because I won't stop fighting for you. As long as you're alive, I'm right here. This operation, whatever should happen with this surgery, I'm here. I'm here and I'm right by your side to care for you. Do you remember what you asked me to do the night we met over the radio? Send a telegram to your mother, telling her how much you loved her. Well, wherever you are right now, I am sending you a telegram, Peter, telling you how much I love you. You keep fighting, Peter, until we can be together again. I love you so much, darling. I only wish we could just swap places.
Oh, Jude.
Peter.
Now, you didn't know you were being recorded, did you?
No. Oh, Frank, I meant every word.
I believe you.
But that is all you have, Dr. Reeves. Belief. Mere words. I only wish we could swap places. Which of us has not said things we do not really mean?
But I would swap places with him.
I'm afraid that we shall never know for certain.
If I may.
48?
We can. We can know for certain. If I can address the witness?
Your Honor?
I'll allow it.
June, I want you to imagine it's the 3rd of August, 1944 at 4 o'clock British double summer time. Can you see it, June?
Yes. Yes, I can see.
You're on a control tower in Kent, England.
There has to be another way.
It's too late, I'm afraid. What do you think the next world's like? I've got my own ideas.
Oh, Peter.
Expect I'll know soon enough anyway. I'm signing off now, June.
Hello, G for George. Hello, G for George. Hello, G. George. Hello?
At 10 minutes past 4 o'clock, you leave the control tower. Sometimes you like to light a cigarette and watch the sun rise over the airfield. You like to imagine there's no war, even just for a minute or two. But not tonight. Tonight there's a heavy fog, a real pea souper. Walking out onto the wet balcony of the control tower, you slip. You slip, and you tumble down the steep wooden stairs. Your neck is broken. You die instantly. At exactly 10 minutes past 4 o'clock on the 3rd of August, 1944.
What? No!
A tragic accident. And the books are balanced once more. The cosmic order is restored. Peter lives, and you die. Do you see the choice in front of you, June?
Yes. Yes, I do.
But you can't. You can't change the past.
Oh, but we can. We can do anything.
Did you hear him, June? If you truly love Peter, it's the only way to save him. You take his place.
No, June, please don't do it.
Then yes. Take me instead.
You're sure?
Yes, completely.
No!
I love you, Peter.
June, no.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I am afraid to tell you, young woman, that is not the way our legal system works, as I am sure 48 well knows.
I do, Your Honor. But did June know that?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, nothing may be stronger than the law in the courtroom, but in the universe, nothing is stronger than love.
A trick. He tricked her. You both did.
Now, that is for these good people to decide. Thank you, Your Honor.
Indeed, it is true. The time has come. Members of the jury, you have now heard the arguments, heard the evidence, heard from witnesses expected and unexpected. What you have first to decide is this. Does Peter Carter love June Archer, and vice versa? And if so, and then, and only then, with regards to the fate of the defendant, are the rules of life and death, which once governed us all, to be broken on this sole occasion for the sake of love? I fully expect that we may need to adjourn for some time to await your verdict, owing to the difficulty of undertaking such deliberations.
That won't be necessary, Your Honor.
Go on.
We find the case for the defendant. Unanimous.
We won!
I know, darling.
It's all over.
It's just the beginning.
Thank you, Frank, for everything.
It was really nothing.
And thank you for breaking the rules.
Pleasure was all mine.
Quiet, please. The decision is granted. There now remains the new date of death on Squadron Leader Carter's file.
Leave it blank.
Rather be generous.
Let's set no precedents, Your Honor.
Yes, that will have to do.
May I inquire?
You may not. Some things are best left a surprise, but use it wisely.
Thank you, Mum. I will.
And good luck to both of you.
So, what happens now?
We can do anything, remember? It's the night of the 3rd of August, 1944. My, there's a lot of fog down there tonight. Squadron Leader Peter Carter must be lost. Hopelessly lost. But maybe there is some hope.
I can't stay here. Engine's gone. Losing altitude all the time. There's nothing for it. You in love with anybody? No, don't answer that.
I could love a man like you, Peter.
I love you, June. Your life. And I'm leaving you.
Don't say that, Peter. I don't believe it.
No, I don't believe that either. I don't know why.
There has to be another way. You're Sparks. You said he was dead. Hasn't he got a chute?
Well, I never.
What is it?
His chute's in better shape than I thought. Not perfect, but I'll take my chances.
I'm going to see you again, Peter. Just you remember that.
June!
I'm on duty till 6. I have breakfast in the mess, and then I have to cycle half an hour. I usually go...
Along the beach?
Yes, and there you'll be.
Waiting for you.
Don't be late, Peter.
Never. Signing off there, June. Goodbye. Goodbye, June.
Goodbye, G for George. Goodbye, G for George. And get home safe.
A Matter of Life and Death was adapted by Ben Cotton from the film by Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger. It starred Will Tudor as Peter Carter, Lydia West as June Archer, Jeff McGivern as Frank Reeves, Miles Jupp as Administrator 48, Johnny Weldon as Bob Trubshaw, Mikhail Sen as Bagat, and Jacqueline King as the Judge. Other roles were played by Alex Dunmore, David Benson, Georgie Greer, Tom Barnard, Dan Starkey, and Justice Ritchie. Sound design was by Richard Fox. Music was by Howard Carter. The director was Simon Barnard, and it was a Bafflegab production for BBC Radio 4.